The Buddha and Devadatta, light of compassion amidst the spear of hatred. 1. Background: kinship and betrayal. Devadatta was the cousin of the Buddha, born into the noble Sakya clan. From a young age, he displayed intelligence, pride, and a strong sense of self-worth. When the Buddha attained enlightenment and founded the Sangha, monastic community, Devadatta also ordained and became a monk under the guidance of the Enlightened One. At first, Devadatta practiced diligently and earned the respect of many. However, over time, envy took root in his heart. He grew jealous of the reverence and admiration the Buddha received from disciples and laypeople alike. This jealousy turned into ambition. Devadatta desired to take over the Sangha, to become a revered leader, even though his heart had not yet let go of ego and pride. 2. 3 attempts to harm the Buddha. Driven by delusion and desire for power, Devadatta made 3 attempts to harm the Buddha. The first attempt, he hired assassins to kill the Buddha. But upon encountering the Buddha, the assassin felt an inexplicable sense of peace and awe. He couldn't carry out the act. Instead, he knelt before the Buddha, confessed his intentions, and became a disciple. The second attempt, Devadatta climbed to the top of Vulture Peak and rolled a giant boulder down as the Buddha was walking below. The boulder struck another rock and shattered, injuring the Buddha's foot slightly. Yet, rather than reacting in anger, the Buddha calmly used it as a teaching moment on impermanence and compassion. The third attempt, Devadatta released a drunken elephant named Nalajirai onto the path where the Buddha was walking. The elephant charged forward, wild with rage. But upon meeting the Buddha's calm gaze filled with boundless compassion, it stopped, knelt down, and bowed before him. Even after these failures, Devadatta didn't awaken. He continued to create division, luring monks to follow him, establishing his own separate order, and claiming himself as the true spiritual leader. 3. The Buddha never condemned him. Throughout these trials, the Buddha never once expressed anger. He did not condemn Devadatta, nor did he retaliate. To the Buddha, Devadatta was not an enemy but a lost being, more to be pitied than blamed. He often taught, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal law." Because of the Buddha's patience and loving kindness, many of Devadatta's followers returned to the true Sangha. They felt ashamed of having followed a man driven by pride and resentment. 4. A late realization. In the final years of his life, Devadatta fell seriously ill. His body weakened and his mind was tormented. In his suffering, he reflected on his life, from being a diligent monk to a person consumed by hatred and ambition. One day, he confessed to his remaining disciples, "I was wrong. It was pride and envy that led me astray. The Buddha never once hated me, and yet I drowned myself in hatred and delusion." Devadatta asked to be carried to the Buddha, wishing to apologize and return to the Sangha. As he reached the gates of Jetavana Monastery and caught a glimpse of the Buddha in the distance, he collapsed. With tears in his eyes and his final breath, he whispered, "Namo Shakyamuni Buddha." 5. Profound lessons from Devadatta's story. This story is not simply a battle between good and evil. It is a mirror of the human mind, where jealousy, pride, and desire for power can cloud even a once pure heart, even one on the path of spiritual practice. Profound lessons we can draw from this story include: compassion has the power to transform hatred. Rather than confronting evil with anger, the Buddha responded with equanimity and unconditional love. There are no eternal enemies, only beings who have not yet awakened. No matter how lost someone may be, redemption is possible if they dare to confront their inner darkness.